This is Visionary New Earth Leaders podcast, empowering visionary healers, entrepreneurs, and ex-corporates who are ready to actualize their fullest potential through expanding their consciousness and embodied leadership. I'm your host, Gennye Rainbow Anderzon, New Earth business mentor, channel, and master healer, leader of my own business with 20 plus years experience in energy work, mentorship, and coaching. I'm a married mother of two, based outside London in the UK. In Visionary New Earth Leaders, we are going to share about world-leading, cutting-edge tools of energy transformation, intuitive and soul-led business and marketing strategies, and innovative, groundbreaking thought leadership, paving the path into the new earth. So if you're ready to step into leadership, this is the vortex supporting leaders and CEOs into the new earth. Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Visionary New Earth Leaders. I am so happy that you're here because this is now the 5th episode after the 4 initial ones were released. And I'm super grateful because we've had amazing reviews and we've also had hundreds of downloads, which makes me so happy. So I'm so happy that you're here. And today we are going to talk about healing for extraordinary success and growth. My question to you: are you ready to tap into your absolute fullest potential and achieve extraordinary success in both your entrepreneurial journey and personal life? I would love for you to stay on if you are a A-type, visionary, spiritual, channel, lady or man who are here to create extraordinary change. Like you are here to create the new world, the new paradigm. This session is going to be for you today, because by breaking free from the past and creating a new reality and new pathways for ourselves, this is exactly what's going to create success and growth in your life and business that you desire. And it's going to be a deeply fulfilling one as well. So I would like you to imagine a life there you break free from the limitations that trauma, collective programming, and generational conditioning have imposed on you. And let's be honest here, we all have been exposed to this. No one escapes this. And it's not that there's something wrong with us. There is nothing wrong with any of us. In fact, we are all perfect human beings. We are all perfect. But these limitations, the traumas, the collective programming, the things that have been imposed upon us is limiting our absolute fullest potential. And our job is to break free from that. So through the power of healing, you can unlock a world of boundless opportunities and growth. So in this episode, we're going to explore the different ways of doing this and how addressing these deep-rooted issues can ignite your desire for change and ultimately inspire you to invest in your growth, invest your time, invest your energy and resources to create an extraordinary life and business and become that fullest potential that you were born to be. So what is healing? Healing means wholeness. And I'm going to give you a little story that one of my teachers taught me once. I'd like you to imagine that you are like this round ball of light. And we all have dark and light to us, if you like. But for the sake of this exercise, you are this ball of light. And inside this ball of light, there are little dots. These dots can be many in some people and a bit less in some other people. These dots are trauma, imprinting, reprogramming limitations that we can heal and basically transform them into light, or actually transform the energy of them so that they disappear. So we are actually whole. We have this ability to have and hold the wholeness within us. We just got to clear and repair those energy dents, if you like, in our being. So I'm going to explain to you what multidimensional healing means. And I'm also going to explain the difference between multidimensional healing and mind-based therapies, because I think it's really important to get really clear on the different benefits and how they all fit in, but then being able as a consumer to use what's right for you right now. So the difference between mind-based therapies, such as hypnotherapy, neuro-linguistic programming, and cognitive therapy, there are many other ones, but I'm just giving these as an example. The difference between those, they are mind-based, and multidimensional healing therapies are two different things. They differ in their underlying principles and techniques. So I'm going to just run through the techniques that run the mind-based therapies as such, and then I'm going to give you the insight on the multidimensional energy therapy, which is what I offer. And this is not to polarize or to say that one is better than the other. I just want to explain where they play a role and how you can make the best choice for yourself, what it is you need right now. So the mind-based therapies, they focus on the power of the mind and its influence on thoughts, emotions, and behavior. And all these therapies are often rooted in psychological theories and practices. And there are some key characteristics of mind-based therapies that I'd like to just showcase. So you have something called, for example, CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. This type of therapy is aiming to identify and change negative thought patterns and behaviors that contribute to emotional distress. So it emphasizes the connection between thoughts and feelings and actions, and it helps individuals develop healthier ways of thinking and responding. So it has its absolute valuable place in healing oneself, if you like. Then we have, for example, hypnotherapy, which is really powerful. So this therapy uses guided relaxations and focused attention to achieve a state of heightened awareness. So it aims to access the subconscious mind to explore and address deep-seated beliefs or habits that may be causing distress and limitation in your lives or in your life. Again, it is a very powerful technique. Now, I've just given you a couple of examples here. So, when it comes to multidimensional healing therapies, and I will talk about divine healing in particular here. So, divine healing is a commodity that I started learning it in 2009. There are many layers and levels to this particular healing, but the lady who developed this healing is also a medical doctor. So what is so interesting with this is that she has developed it from a place of scientific knowing, blending her divine and spiritual and energetic knowledge, if you like, to develop this very specific system. And if you want to explain it as in what does it cover? Well, so it obviously covers all of the mind-based therapies. That is a given. So we cover everything from behaviors, from subconscious negative beliefs, reprogramming in this system. We cover the deep states of relaxation. We cover any type of sabotage patterns that is created by ourselves, negative thought forms. We cover things like trauma. I mean, we go into every single aspect of the human psyche and the human mind in this system. So that's wonderful, and it's really powerful. What we also access, which is the next level, so it's like the spirit mind level of this, or if you spirit energy level, if you like, of this system, is that we also connect to the higher mind, if you like, the higher self. We are working with one human or one individual at a time, connecting to their highest potential, their template of highest potential, which is actually in the high dimensions. It's actually not directly here on Earth. So we are taking the soul and the higher self into consideration when we are working with the individual. This particular system gives us access to the psyche, to the human body, to the divine template, to your human success template, and also it gives us access to past lives and Akashic records. And if you've heard anything about past lives and Akashic records, you would know that in the Akashic records and in past lives, we can often find things that has been either traumatizing or holding us back, or, for example, we have made vows with people that is actually limiting us in this lifetime. This means that when we cannot find a specific limitation or block, if you like, in this lifetime, we've looked in the subconscious mind, we've looked in the body, we've looked in all the trauma, we've looked in all the places, and we go, hang on a minute, why is this limiting, why is this block keep coming up for this particular person? Well, then it will probably be a past life. So we can also go into future lives with this system. So what I'm trying to explain here is that it's multidimensional, meaning it is multifaceted. So if you have, for example, had hypnotherapy, you've had cognitive therapy, you've had counseling, you've had different types of therapy, and it really has helped you, but it likes you feel like there is another level for you that is beyond your own words and perhaps a desire that you can't put your finger on, then this system and this type of healing is for you, because we are accessing other dimensions. We are accessing all parts of you which your human mind cannot access on its own. So this is how we work in the energy field. And if you already are aware and know about quantum physics and understand about energy, you know that there is no space and time. Scientists have already proven this through science now, that there is no space and time, which means that we can access these different timelines with this specific tool. And I just wanted to explain the differences. So because you may have had, as I said, sessions, coaching, all types of different self-development, but you are looking for that extra expansive, limitless access to all of who you are, then this work is for you. Then multidimensional divine healing is for you. Okay, so I hope I explained that in a good way so it's not confusing and that so that it makes sense for you as well. I would love to actually hear your comments and reviews on this, and feel free to leave those. So when we heal ourselves, I'm going to actually go into some of the benefits now. And I'm going to talk about 3 aspects of this. So one is trauma, one is collective programming, and the other one is like generational, ancestral programming, which will be some in your DNA. So let's dive in and talk about these and go a little bit deeper so that you can understand the differences between them, how it's holding us back, and then how we can free ourselves. So, trauma, healing trauma. So, I want to explain trauma to you because trauma is something that, for example, animals don't store in their bodies. Animals can shake it off, sort of thing. Trauma is not something that they store in the same way that we do, especially wild animals. I'm not sure about cats and dogs, actually. I think they may store it because they kind of store it for us. They absorb our limitations. But when it comes to wild animals in the wild, like tigers, for example, I know that they don't store trauma. So trauma is your body remembering something horrible happening to you, whether that is an actual event that had an impact on your mind and your psyche, or if it is a trauma event to your body, so you had an impact on your body, and you could have an impact on your emotions and your psychological well-being, right? So trauma can be so many different things. I'm not going to go into it in a deep conversation here, but I call it the small T's and the big T's. So micro traumas will be things like comments when you were growing up from peers or parents or teachers that maybe were downgrading and kept sort of like, making dents in your in belief system around yourself. They are micro traumas because if they have then been stored in your subconscious mind and then starting to create negative behavior because of it, that means it's a micro trauma. Now, micro traumas can be as blocking as bigger traumas. So they're not to be sniffed at, right? They are as important to heal as the big ones. So what happens is that trauma can act as a heavy anchor, holding you back from reaching your absolute truest potential. And it's not always self-explanatory. Sometimes people just feel blocked, or they are afraid of being visible, or they have imposter syndrome or something, and they can't actually track it back to a specific event because A, they may not remember it, and B, they simply are not equipped to do so. And this is why we have people like myself and other healers of the world to do the work for them. So it can be holding you back from reaching your absolute truest potential. And as I said before, it can be a result of a painful experience that has happened many times, or it could be one instant trauma, like a car accident, or I had 2 C-sections. They were very, very traumatic. It could also be an unsupportive environment. They could also be inherited patterns from your ancestors. But nevertheless, by embarking on a healing journey, you can give yourself this precious gift of freedom. This means that when you have trauma healing, you release the emotional burdens and negative beliefs associated with that trauma. It's simply not there anymore. And then you will restart to rediscover your inner strength, your resilience, and all the limitless possibilities. Because if you think of trauma as a blanket, it's like a blanket accessing your absolute brightest light. And then embracing healing will enable you to step into your entrepreneurial journey with a renewed sense of purpose and completely unshackled from the weight of the past and the wounds. So, for example, in my Connected Soul Club, which is our business membership, my clients have access to the Ascension Clearing Kit, which I will talk to you about a little bit in a moment. But the Ascension Clearing Kit is an online healing program that I created in 2018. So they have access to this. We also do one live healing, if you like, per month with the group members. And this is absolutely wonderful because as they are working on their business and plugging away on all the lessons and courses and marketing and everything inside the Connected Soul Club, they come up towards these blocks and then they can go and clear them as they go through the program, which is absolutely wonderful. The next thing is the collective programming. So this is about you rewriting your narrative. So have you ever felt trapped by society, the expectations, cultural norms, or other limiting beliefs that are hindering your growth? It could be things like what your parents said, or the town that you grew up, or somewhere else that you heard these limiting words or programming, if you like, from the collective. It could even be a whole country. So, for example, I'm Swedish, and in Sweden there is actually a word called lagom. And this word lagom means just right, not too much, not too little. And the collective belief is that you have to be lagom and right in the middle. Don't stand out too much. Don't stand out too much. This is a little bit of being a good girl programming. Don't stand out. Don't earn too much. Don't be better than anyone else, right? So this is creating a really limiting collective belief that if we stand out too much, we won't be loved or accepted, or our parents will disown us or whatever, right? So it's really important to understand this collective programming and also be happy to change it, right? So I am not about being lagom. I'm not ever going to be lagom. I'm going to be loud and out there and unapologetic and lead. So this is why I'm here, but there's going to be other things that you relate to in your culture and where you're coming from that is going to feel like, this is something I need to change. So by unraveling and challenging these preconceived notions, you can start rewriting your narrative and reclaim your personal power, your sovereignty. And as an entrepreneur, breaking free from the limitations imposed by collective programming is a game changer. It allows you to approach every single challenge with a fresh perspective, thinking outside the box, and seize the opportunities that others may overlook. So through healing, you will become the architect of your destiny, designing a life and business that aligns you with your true aspirations. The next thing I want to talk about is generational conditioning. So whatever is in your ancestral line, whatever is in your inherited patterns, you can change it. So often our beliefs and behaviors are not solely shaped by our own experiences, but also by the conditioning passed down through generations. And I give you a really, really good example. Once my son, this was probably about a year ago, once he said to me, "Well, Mummy, that's your job." This was something about either, I can't remember, tidying the house or clearing the table or making the food, something like that. Very simple. My husband has never said that. I have never said that it's my job. And my husband is very helpful. He does a lot of things around the house. So there was no way that there was a conditioning sort of pattern in the family household that would have made him say that. That came from a generational encoding. I started laughing. Anyway, I explained to him in a very loving way how it kind of made me laugh. And I said, that is so funny. What made you say that? And then we had this conversation about it. But he was only about 4 or 5. So it was totally not learned. It was totally coming from a place of just kind of, sort of believing it from a generational pattern, right? Anyway, so he wouldn't have heard us say it, but he may have just felt it in his DNA. But anyway, these patterns can either propel us forward or hold us back. So by examining and healing the ancestral wounds, you can gain the power to transcend the limitations and tap into the wisdom of your lineage instead. So this is about us learning to take the good parts with us and let go of the limiting ones and the ones that are condescending or, maybe patriarchal or something like that. So this process is going to liberate you from the constraints of the past and then allowing you to forge your own path and create extraordinary success. So as an entrepreneur, by breaking free from generational conditioning, you open yourself up to fresh perspectives, innovative ideas, and the ability to create a business that defies the limitations of the past. So the conclusion of this, really, what I'd like to share here today is that we are all sovereign beings. We are all able to break the chains. We are all able to create exactly the success and the life that we desire. And this is another important thing. So when we set out on the journey to create our most extraordinary life and business, let's be really clear on our intentions as well. Because by being really, really clear on your intentions, it also means that your mind, body, soul starts revealing all the patterns that are standing in your way. So by setting your intentions of what you really, really, really want, your soul, mind, body, your brain, your soul, whatever, will kind of just bring it to the surface for you so that you can start addressing it and move through it. And this is why the entrepreneurial journey, the visionary journey, and the leadership journey is so exciting and so thrilling, because we get to clear and heal and become the very best version of ourselves, which is so, so exciting. Now, I think you have grasped the immense power of healing trauma and breaking free from collective programming and transcending generational conditioning. And now you hold the key to unlock your extraordinary potential. So I invite you to start your healing journey. I invite you to, if you haven't started yet, to do it. If you have started already, to continue it. I invite you to do this so that you can transform your personal life and your business. Imagine the joy, the fulfillment, and the abundance that awaits you as you shed the limitations of the past and step into your true power. The time to act is now, and investing in yourself is the greatest investment you can ever make. So my question for you, are you ready to embark on this transformative journey and unleash your extraordinary success? So before we finish up, I'm going to mention a few options for you to get started, Because you might say to me now, but Gennye, where do I start? Where do I start with the multidimensional energy healing and divine healing that you have mentioned in this episode? And how do I do that? I have had hypnotherapy. I've had the other things. I've tried so many things. I want more. My first recommendation is go to gennylyon.love, my website. There you can download Activate Your Soul Business Bundle. I know it is a soul business bundle, but in there we have the bioenergy clearing. The bioenergy clearing is based on multidimensional divine healing that I just mentioned in this episode. So you get a good taste of this healing in this bioenergy clearing. This clearing is about an hour long, very powerful, and you get to taste or try, if you like, powerful energy work that I offer. The second thing I would love to introduce to you, and it is time sensitive, and this episode is releasing just before this specific event. On the 13th of June, 2023, I'm holding a Healing Your Abandonment Trauma group healing. The link is below. You can sign up and join a group session and try this amazing multi-dimensional divine healing that I offer, and you can come and join us. And the link is below. If you missed this, the 13th, and you're listening to the episode sometime after, I invite you to check out the Ascension Clearing Kit. The Ascension Clearing Kit is a program I created about 5 years ago. And it becomes stronger and stronger and more powerful and more amazing every year. And why? Because I have programmed this online healing program with the upgrades and the codes and the light transmissions and the magic that I provide. So this program is getting better and better, although it is a recorded program. You can also grab the link for the Ascension Clearing Kit below. This is 11 healings inside this program. That is 11 hours of deep trauma healing, ancestral healing, deep collective programming healing that we've been discussing. And you can get started today. There are other options to work with me, but I think this would be a really good way for you to get started straight away and try the energy. Come and have this energy, feel it, do it, and see your life and your energy transforms so profoundly and so rapidly as well. The change is instant, so it happens straight away. Okay, that was all for today. And again, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. I admire you. I love you. I adore you guys coming here and listening to this amazing podcast. And I can't wait to continue the journey with you and share more of the magic, share more of the transformation, share more of the light that I have come here to share and spread with the world. I see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to Gennye Lyon's Visionary New Earth Leaders podcast. If you're ready to rewire your subconscious mind, clear your programming and collective conditioning, transform your trauma into trust, and step into your soul's calling and true leadership, or if you're ready to unlock your fullest potential through activating your light body and expand your consciousness exponentially, detangle and clear your past life karma and Akashic records, and setting up for success, launch your online spiritual business, and so much more, then go to gennylyon.love. And if you're receiving value from the show, I would love if you would share it with a friend and give it a 5-star review. Also, you can join me in one of my live free trainings, and you can find it right on the website, as well as in the link in my bio across all social media. I am Gennye Lion across all platforms. I wish you a blessed day and may you live your most authentic self.